Hello friends, myself Yojana Kumawat. I am lecturer in chemical engineering of Kekewak Polytechnic Nashik. Today I am going to discuss with you reverse Carnot cycle. This topic comes under the subject of plant utility of second year diploma in chemical engineering. Reverse Carnot cycle is an ideal refrigeration cycle in which there is a constant temperature and external heat source and the heat sinks. It is the most efficient refrigeration cycle which operate between two specified temperature level, means at the highest level and at the lowest level. It sets highest coefficient of performance. In this diagram, we can see four processes, process from 1 to 2, from 2 to 3, from 3 to 4 and from 4 to 1. Process 1 to 2 represent the evaporator, process 2 to 3 represent the compressor, process 3 to 4 represent the condenser and process 4 to 1 represent turbine. In process 1 to 2, what happens? Refrigerant absorb the heat isothermally from a lower temperature source, that is TL, in the amount of QL, which is shown in this diagram. You can see heat is absorbed by the refrigerant from the surrounding in the form of QL, and here cold medium temperature is shown as TL. From the evaporator, vapor refrigerant comes out and which enters into the compressor, means in the process 2 to 3. In compressor, that vapors are get compressed and there is a change in pressure occurs, and the vapors which are coming out from the compressor have a highest pressure and highest temperature, that is TH. Now this high temperature and high pressure vapors enters into the condenser. In condenser, what happens? Refrigerant reject heat in the form of QH to the surrounding. And here the refrigerant changes from the saturated vapor state to the saturated liquid state in the condenser. Means what happens in the condenser? There is a condensation occurs in the condenser, means the vapors, this high pressure and high temperature vapors get converted into the liquid refrigerant. Means from the condenser, liquid refrigerant comes out having high temperature and high pressure, and this high temperature and high pressure liquid refrigerant enters into the turbine, where what happens? There is a expansion of that liquid takes place, and because of that the temperature is decreased in the turbine and also the pressure is decreased. Means from the turbine, low pressure and low temperature liquid refrigerant comes out through the turbine and it enters into the evaporator again. In the evaporator, this low temperature and low pressure liquid refrigerant absorb the surrounding heat and starts boiling and get converted into the vapor, and that vapor again goes to the compressor. This cycle goes on continuously. In this diagram, remember two things, that in the evaporator heat is absorbed through the surrounding, that is QL, and in the condenser heat is evolved to the surrounding, that is QH. And at the evaporator temperature is TL and in the condenser temperature is TH. In this diagram, we can see this red arrow shows the in evaporator heat is entering into the evaporator and heat is removing through the evaporator, through the condenser in the condenser. This diagram shows the temperature entropy diagram. In this temperature entropy diagram, we can see the process 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4 and 4 to 1. 1 to 2 is the process which is occurring in the evaporator, where we can see temperature TL is constant. Only there is a change in entropy. Okay, means from 1 to 2 there is a change in entropy only, but there is no change in temperature. From 2 to 3 there is a change in temperature. Here the temperature is increases in the compressor, that is from TL to TH, but when we come down we get only 1 point. It means entropy is constant in the 2 to 3, that is compressor process. From 3 to 4 we can see there is heat evolved to the surrounding, that is QH, and here when we draw a horizontal line here, we can see temperature is constant, but there is a change in entropy. Here here entropy is reducing. Okay, means in the condenser there is a change in entropy, but the temperature is constant, that is TH. And in the turbine what happens? We can see in this line from 4 to 1, what happens? There is a decrease in temperature from TH to TL, and if you draw a straight line on the entropy curve, then we can see only 1 point we get. It means entropy is constant in the turbine. Okay, means in this figure we can see in compressor and turbine there is a entropy is constant, but there is a change in temperature, and in evaporator and condenser there is change in entropy, but the temperature is constant. This reverse Carnot cycle consists of 4 processes. From 1 to 2 there is a reversible isothermal heat absorption in the turbine, and from 2 to 3 there is a reversible adiabatic compressor in the compressor. In 3 to 4 reversible isothermal heat rejection in the compressor, and the fourth one is reversible adiabatic expansion in the turbine. In this figure we can see this temperature entropy diagram is given, which we have already discussed. Here you can see entropy is constant from 1 to 2 and from 3 to 4. That's why it is shown as S1 is equal to S2, S3 is equal to S4. Here we can see the second diagram. This second diagram shows the PV diagram. Okay, this is a PV diagram. In PV diagram we can see from 1 to 2 it is a adiabatic expansion process. It is adiabatic compression process. From 2 to 3 it is a isothermal compression process. From 3 to 4 it is adiabatic expansion, and from 4 to 1 it is isothermal expansion process. We will discuss one by one. From 1 to 2 that is a adiabatic compression process. It shows the working fluid with the aid of external work, means there is a external work is happening, and because of that there the pressure is increased and the temperature is also increased. That's why the temperature changes from T1 to T2. Second, that is 2 to 3 process, that is a isothermal compression process, in which the working fluid during which heat is rejected at a constant high temperature TL, means in the condenser heat is rejecting. Here it is represented by the Q1, and in the 3-4 it is expansion process. This is adiabatic expansion process, where the temperature of the working fluid falls from 2 to 1, from T2 to T1. Here there is a change in temperature in adiabatic expansion, and in isothermal expansion process heat is absorbed at low temperature, that is T2, from the surrounding, from the space being cooled. Okay, that's why it shows the isothermal expansion. Again remember friends, 1 to 2 shows the adiabatic compression process, 2 to 3 shows the isothermal compression process, 3 to 4 shows the adiabatic expansion, and 4 to 1 shows the isothermal expansion process. The result is that the reverse Carnot cycle operate in the counterclockwise direction on the temperature entropy diagram. That's why it is called as reverse Carnot cycle. Thank you friends for watching my video. We will meet soon in my next video. Thank you.